Well, Jake, if I told you that I had this funny feeling about Brownsville, would you say I'm crazy?
Look, after what they did last year with Rivetta making the playoffs, beating Mac High in the first round, I think anything's possible because it seems like they are starting to come back a little bit.
You know, the town has always been victimized by its demographic potential and then by its vicinity, man. You got too many schools, it divides the talent, but Hanna and Rivetta and Brownsville Vets all bring back a quarterback and a running back and a receiver of note. Offensively, all three teams are loaded. So that means to me, if one of those guys or two can play reasonably good defense, maybe we're going to see not a changing of the guard per se, because Harlingen, South, Los Fresnos, blah, blah, blah. I just have this weird feeling that the Brownsville teams are going to be more than spoilers this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at it, Los Fresnos, I got to see the other day.
They're solid, man. They're solid.
You know, you've got to beat a Los Fresnos team with a guard or a tackle, 72. Big kid.
Yeah, 300 pounds. He's a D1 prospect.
Yeah, I'm hearing San Benito's got some big players.
Yeah, especially on the defensive line. Coronado Padilla.
You know, so look, I mean, Brownsville's got their work cut out for them, but they've proven last year that they're able to do it. And when you got a coach like Coach Medrano at Hanna, who's had
you know, remember the pace year he had a couple of years back? That was cool, man.
You know, Coach Cantu at Vets.
I've always thought a lot of him, and his team was close last year.
Yeah, and well, Coach Chavez, what do you say about him?
He's the man.
You know, he was our coach of the year last year.
Yeah, anytime they make a giant blow-up dummy out of the coach. No, I'm kidding. He looks like the Raider mascot a little bit.
Yeah. But he's done wonders at Rivetta in such a short time. So look, I think that those Brownsville teams can do it, but they've got their work cut out for them in beating Harlingen, Los Fresnos, and San Benito.
Yes, they do, and South. Did you say South? I'll tell you what, but Andy Lopez, Danny Elizondo, these guys, these returning quarterbacks are not too shabby down in Brownsville. I really feel like they have a chance. Now, speaking of teams that have or do not have quarterbacks, Harlingen doesn't have a returning quarterback. They moved Bowie Davis. Oh, there's a big boy. He's a good-looking athlete. Harlingen South is going to bring in Jimmy Morton. And boy, I'm excited to see him play because he's a big kid. He comes from, talk about a pedigree. There's no better football family in the history of the Valley than the Mortons, and he is the latest in the line. San Benito has got some other guys. They've got a running back, but see, none of those teams have a proven quarterback. And that's why I feel like the opening is there for one of those Brownsville teams that has the skill players and the quarterbacks to make a run.
Yeah, you know, if you look at it too, I've been hearing that Harlingen South is Coach Wilson might be going 7 guys both ways. I've heard that rumor. I don't know if it's true yet, but anyway, I guess we won't know until this week. But
this is true.
And they've got a tough game starting out Weslaco.
Yeah, man. Wow, what a great collision.
Yeah, and there are some great games in the first week. But Harlingen South, it's all going to depend on Morton because I got to see him this summer. The kid can throw the ball. They had a great team in 7-on-7. Of course, it's 7-on-7.
They're going to miss Nick.
Yeah, they are. The running games, probably not going to be the same.
They're going to miss Jaden.
Yeah, and Montemayor was a winner.
He was a winner, man. He was a gutty kid.
Yeah, and so I like Harlingen South. If they're running 7 guys both ways, I don't know if I like them that much, especially in that district. But I like Los Fresnos right now. I like San Benito. I like Harlingen because of what Harlingen is going to bring. They're going to bring a really good defense, and their offense will come along.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. There's a lot of uncertainty in that league. I mean, I think that we pretty well can say the Harlingen schools will be good. Although, Harlingen, I don't know, the last 6 years, them or Sharyland, PI, best program, Bearcats in the Valley. Harlingen South had that great run in the mid-2000s, fell upon hard times. Last 2 years have been back. It's an important year for them. They've got some losses. They've got some question marks. If they want to remain at that high level that they've been at, they need to have a good season. They really do.
Yeah, they do. And, it's going to come down to, can you beat the Brownsville schools, and you got to beat somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think they can do it. It's going to be a tough road for her.
Harlingen, by the way, has a schedule against it. Plays at Los Fresnos, at San Benito. South has the good games like that at home.
Yeah.
So that's going to matter. We're not even close to getting in the district. We got to see a lot of things happen in non-district. But see, you can tell by the discussion, these districts are up for grabs. I really feel. I don't see any favorite in any league that just says, no, they're going to beat everybody.
Yeah. I see there's parity. I don't want to say it's good parity. It's not,
Sometimes can be seen as a pejorative, but I think it happens to be very competitive. What it means is you may get down to weeks 9, 10, and 11 with everybody having a shot, and that's fun.
Yeah.
Good.